What's happening, everybody? Jeff Gamble, Indianapolis, Indiana. And we're doing a little afternoon training. I am going to invite on Bess. She said we're doing it on this channel, so just making sure. Hope everybody's having a great afternoon. Good start to the year. What we're going to do is talk about starting over again in 2019.
Yes, welcome everybody to 2019. This is a fresh slate. This is a brand new blank canvas. Whatever mistakes or struggles or disappointments you've had in 2009 and 2018 or ever in your past in network marketing, you could leave them behind. And it's time for a fresh start, and we're here to help you do that with some tips. We are Jeffrey David Gamble of My Leadership Network. Now, Jeff is also a certified John Maxwell trainer, speaker, and coach. And a little bit about his background too. He has been 24 years in network marketing and direct sales. He has personally recruited over 500 reps. He's built 2 teams of over 5,000 reps each team. And he owns My Leadership Network, a Meridian Street Reality Group, and 317 Holistic Health Company. So he's a multi-stream of income and business entrepreneur. I am Bess McCarty, coach for network marketers and shrink of MLM. I am a body-mind therapist. I used to be a full-time network marketer for years, and now my company went out of business. I became a body-mind therapist. I now help to clear out my own fears and blind set blocks, my negative beliefs and all that. And now I bring this back to network marketers to help them. I also love to teach skills and communication. Jeff's and my purpose to help people grow, to educate, equip, and empower entrepreneurs and create independent servant leaders. We love bringing you these shows on Tuesday every 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Facebook Live. These shows are actually a little sample that we love to bring you from our school, the MLM Millionaire Club, says Generic School for Network Marketers. And on Sunday night, we teach a beginning basics class called Quick Start Basics. And we have people in that class who are just jumping ranks. Got a text today from Linda Jo Restrick, and she says, thank you so much to you guys for bringing this. It's helping not only me, but also my team. And David Roeder in there has set more appointments than he ever in his life. And other people are jumping ranks. We hear this pretty regularly, that when they haven't done that before. So we know we're on the right track. We know that we're definitely helping people, and we love bringing you these. So how to begin over for a new year. By the way, if you're watching replay, please type in replay, and we'd love to know where you're from. And hang around, because in a little bit, we will open it up for questions, and this is where you can get coached by network marketing coaches. All right, we have some excellent tips for 2019, and right now, turn it over to you, Jeff.
Okay, guys, so if you want to start over again, and it's 2019, and there's a lot of things that happen to people, and I'm just going to kind of relate to you where I've been, at. Sometimes companies shut down, companies go out of business. Sometimes you've lost a job. Sometimes a relationship's broken up. There's a divorce. You've moved. You're in a new town, new city, new work environment, and things are different. Things have changed. And you want to start over again, and you want to get started. Maybe, you just kind of slacked off during the holidays. Maybe you got into a company and we're going to do it. And you said you were going to do it, and all of a sudden you didn't do it. And, now you're sitting there wondering what to do. So here's just kind of some things to start over again. The first thing is just remember that most people are so concerned about themselves that they don't even remember what you said anyway. With the exception of maybe a spouse or a little kid, if you have kids, they remember what you said. They might repeat it to you. But other than that, people are usually so busy with what they're doing, they're not actually remembering anything else. So the key to remember is the past is the past, and, it's time to move forward. You can actually get started right now with a brand new clean slate. And start making your path right now. If you decide to make a run right now and decide to get in and do something, Today is a new year. It's brand new. You're starting fresh. You don't have to worry about, what happened last year, who got in last year, who didn't get in last year, what they said. And what I've found is just learning some of the right things to say in the right order will help drastically, even if you've talked to people before. And here's what I mean by that. A lot of times what we'll do, and I don't know if you've ever been guilty of this, is you get in and you're super excited and you don't know what to say. And they say, hey, use the tools, just be excited, just be yourself, be normal. And the problem is being yourself and being normal, you actually say a lot of things that don't necessarily help your business at all. You say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just started a home-based business. And people are like, oh my God, you got into one of those things. And then all of a sudden the objections start happening. Oh, is that one of those networking things? Is that one of those pyramid things? Is that one of those scam things? I have a friend who did that before. I don't like sales. I don't like people. I don't like businesses. I don't like networking. I don't like network marketing. People have their long list of everything they don't like. I'm negative about everything. Those kind of people. And you're like, I just want to share with you what I'm doing. Now, the reality is most of us attack our warm market like a teenage schoolgirl who has a crush, who's trying to ask somebody out on a date. I mean, it goes over badly. And the reason it goes over badly is sometimes you don't have the professional words to say or the professional approach that produces the best results. So that's one thing that I've worked on over the years. When I first got involved in direct sales and network marketing, I was told to go with the curiosity approach. Don't tell them what it is. Don't tell them anything. Just tell them you have to talk to them. You have to sit down with them. And then you kind of spring it on them. I will tell you that worked out very, very badly. Although I was able to do it, it's just the results I got. People just it was just an ugly approach because it wasn't right up front. And here's the thing. Right now, people are looking for authenticity. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to develop a way to introduce what I do to people. I wanted to be able to introduce it without, Doug's here, Marty's here, hello. I wanted to be able to introduce what I do without kind of pitching it the wrong way. And I was thinking, well, what is the real result that I'm looking for? Well, the real result I'm looking for is I want to go on an education-based pursuit. Education meaning I want to teach people what this is about and how it works. That's the point. I want to teach people what it is. And there's three things I'm looking for out of being able to educate people. Number one is I want to educate people so that way I can get a referral. And here's the thing. If they don't know what it is, they can't refer you. If they don't know what it is you do, and they don't know how you do it, and they don't know anything about the product, then they don't have the ability to refer you. And people say, oh, just use the tools. Well, that's great. But if you send somebody a video and they don't watch it, how can they refer you? If you call them back and say, hey, did you watch the video? And they said no. And you're like, oh my gosh, let me get you on the phone with somebody. And they're like, okay, this is weird. I don't have time for that bullshit right now. And then they don't want to get back to you. And then all of a sudden you start chasing them and they start avoiding you. Does this sound like most of your career inside of direct sales? I hated that. I hated doing it. I hated the results. I hated answering the questions from my team about chasing people. And they're like, well, why won't they watch the video? They just won't watch the video. I can't get them to watch, or I can't get them to watch the DVD, or I've given them a sample and they won't, I'm like, look, you want to avoid all that? I mean, totally avoid all of that and make it real simple. I was like, I wanted to create an approach that I was able to get all the information in front of somebody the very first time. The very first time, and watch this, every time that I go to talk to somebody, when I say talk to somebody, every time I go to present to somebody, I don't have conversations, I have presentations. That's the first most important thing. And the presentation is already pre-done, pre-written, and it has 5 things to it. It has the company, it has the need in the marketplace, it has the product, it has the compensation, it has the timing. So I'm able to tell somebody everything that I'm doing in the very first time. I say, hey, do me a favor. I want to share something that I'm working on outside of work. I want to share what I'm working on, what I'm doing. I never use the word company, and I never use the word opportunity, and I never use the word home-based business, and I don't use any of the words that would actually basically create opposition or, put somebody on the defense. What's up? Rudy, what's going on? Marty, what's happening? I don't want to put somebody on the defense. Why would you want to put somebody on the defense? Why would you want to put their guard up so then you have to answer and overcome? That actually makes more work for a new person, not less. Now they have to be better at sales or better at this stuff than less. instead of saying, hey, just do me a favor, I just want to tell you about what I'm working on outside of my job, outside of my career, outside of whatever you do full time. If you're a stay-at-home parent, you just say, hey, I want to tell you what I'm doing outside of staying home with the kids. At that point, it's so simple. You say, hey, I want to share this with you, so if you run into the right person, you can refer them to me. If you run into the right person, you can just refer them to. Now watch this. This actually works if you have any kind of business. You know, I was teaching this to people who have contracting companies, people who have coaching companies. I said, why not say, hey, do me a favor, I want to share something that I just started this year, so that way if you run into the right person, you can refer them to me. It's simple, it's easy. And then you have the presentation. But here's the thing, there's 3 things that you got to get across. Number 1, you have to be concise. You have to be clear, concise, and confident. Those 3 things: clear, concise, confident. Clear is you actually have a presentation ready. This is not, hey, you gave me 10 minutes, I'm going to take an hour to talk to you. If you start saying, oh, and there's this, oh, and there's this, oh, and there's this, or you're not going to believe blah, 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 what else, you know, and somebody's face was ugly, they look like Gollum, and now they look like a model, and they've replaced their teeth, and their gas bill went down, and their car is more shiny, and their dog barks louder, and, you know, their cat meows, and, you know, and our house is painted, you know, a different color, and, you know, our light bills are better. I mean, people have all these weird things that they're saying, instead of saying, hey, you know, what I wanted to do is, I actually had a friend of mine share something with me. I didn't, you might not know this, but I was kind of looking for something outside of what I was doing. And the company they shared with me is actually, you know, was created in 2000, whatever, 1990, whatever. From that point, it was started because this guy or this group of people started the company. Here's the reason why they started the company. So the company's been around for this long. It was started by these people, and it's done this much in sales. Now, the reason they created the company goes to the need in the marketplace. You know, if it's weight loss, it's because people were obese. If it's, you know, skincare, it's because most of us, you know, like me, are ugly, you know, and we needed help. You know, our skin was bad. We needed to wash it. We needed, you know, people get things like wrinkles, and, you know, and people want to avoid all that, the baby boomer generation. So there's all these statistics. And here's the thing, your company probably has already created an amazing presentation that's really long. What you need to do is shorten it. And if you need help with that, I help people all the time take a presentation that's an hour long, and I simplify it into 10 minutes. Now, if you need help with that, that's fine, because you only want to take the time. Why? I only want to take the time that I told them I was going to take. If I ask for 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Get the presentation out there. The company, the need in the marketplace, the products themselves. Now, if you have 5,000 products, obviously you can't tell them about all 5,000. You say, look, we have an entire product line. Probably our main thing we do is, and if it's skincare and weight loss, say skincare and weight loss. We got some great stuff. I don't know if you've ever known anybody who's wanted to lose weight, or known anybody that wants to look better. If you don't want to look better, look in a mirror. Most of us need to look better, right? That's why we have mirrors, you know, everywhere. We have mirrors in our car, and we have mirrors, you know, everywhere. I find most people look in the mirror. They're not looking behind them to see if there's traffic. They're looking to see if they look okay. You know, so we're kind of into ourselves, you know, we're a glorified community of people who always want to, you know, make sure we're on point. From that point, we go on to the compensation. You do not need to give them a detailed report of every single bonus, override, team, residual, car, trip. You say, guys, there's a couple different ways, you know, people make money at this. Some people retail. So there's a wholesale or a customer program, and then there's actually a team building side to this, where you can actually build teams and create residual income. And then there's about 17 different ways to get paid. You know, I mean, if you need more information, I can get that to you. And then the last thing is the timing and the talent. Here's the timing and the talent. So I'm going to give you kind of a brief one of how I created, and this is my version of my presentation for my leadership network. A couple years ago, I was kind of in a position where, and if I asked everybody right here, because there's about 20 people on, if I asked for a favor, I want to share with you what I do with my leadership network. So that way, if you ran into the right person, you could refer me. Kind of the target market here is, I'm looking for people basically that are involved in direct sales who haven't been getting the results they want. Or they're involved in direct sales and they're talking to a lot of people, but they're getting a lot of negativity. They're getting a lot of like wrong feedback. The company was actually started in 2015. I actually decided that I was going to start teaching some of John Maxwell's stuff And then a friend of mine said, did you know you could go get certified in that? So I actually went, got certified in all of John Maxwell's, basically I got licensed to sell his material and licensed to teach his material and licensed to charge. And here's the reason why. The reason I created the company is the need in the marketplace. Is I found, out of 100 million people involved in network marketing, 70% of people never get any training at all, never hear from another person, they never get another phone call. Out of the 30% that do, a lot of it's bad. And what I mean by bad is it's not real specific. It's very generic training. It doesn't actually watch this. It doesn't teach you how to be a professional. And here's the thing: if you want to, attract people to your business, you want to be a professional. That's why Eric Worre's made the money he's made with GoPro. Is basically become a professional in network marketing. That's what his company's about. There is a better way. And that's really what I want to do. Is I want to give some people some of the specifics. So the products we offer are actually classes in how to say it professionally, how to do it professionally, and how to build professionally, and how to structure. There's basically 10 different classes. There isn't really a compensation plan with it because it's not a affiliate marketing program. It's not a network marketing program. It's not a sales program. It's just a company that we created. And the timing's been really good. We've had a lot of success. So that would be my presentation if I was sharing with somebody. I said, so I'm looking for people in network marketing who want to succeed. I'm looking for people who need help. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So if you run into anybody who's in direct sales, in network marketing, who's trying to recruit, period. I don't care if you're in real estate, insurance, financial services. That's what I help people out with. So that would be a good referral for me. I really appreciate you listening to what we do and how we do it. If you can help out. Now, I also have a partnership with Bess. Bess and I run a school called the MLM Millionaire Club. So that's kind of our presentation when we're telling people about what we do. And then we'll go into specifics about the classes and how it works. If people need that information, if they ask more questions, great. Then we get them the rest of the information, the video. Now, that was basically a 5-minute presentation of what we do. Does it take a degree to do that? No. Is there anything sophisticated about it? No. Here's what I believe. Everybody can present, but very few people can sell and close. Everybody can present. Everybody can say the right things in the right order to a person as long as they open the door the right way the first time. Now, what do you do from there? How do you crush 2019? Is, first of all, you create a contact that works with every single person in every situation. And that's the favor script. That's what I've taught people. That's what I've learned to teach, is do me a favor. I want to share with you what I'm doing. So if you run into the right person, you can refer me. Anybody can do this. You can use text message. You can use Facebook. You can use LinkedIn. Any high tech, you can use that contact to get to high touch. Now, high touch is actually me and you, or us on here having a conversation, quick conversation about what we do. From the conversation, I then present. At the end, now here's where the tools come in. Here's why they're so good. Here's why the tools are amazing. You just got to use them in the right order. When somebody says, well, are your products all organic? Were they made in a lab? Do they have XYZ filler in them? Did the FDA approve that? Has any doctors looked at it? I'm currently eating sawdust and I'm on a diet of, raw cans and aluminum foil, because people will say all this weird stuff. And you're like, you know what? There's a video that covers that. When somebody says, well, how exactly does that bonus work? How exactly do you make money? How exactly do you make 1,000, 2,000? You say, you know what? There's a video. Watch this. If I presented to the person and they have heard the whole thing, watch this. This is just how I did it. If I can't tell you everything, meaning if I can't present everything, I show you nothing. I don't give people pieces and hints. Oh, I gave them hints about. Why the hell would you want to give somebody a hint about what you do instead of just telling them what you do? Tell them the whole thing. If you can't present the whole story, don't present any of the story. Give them all of it so that way they can refer. That's the first thing that I want. The second thing, which would be a better result of a full presentation, is I get a customer out of it. Now, how do I get customers? People are like, you know what? That sounds pretty interesting. I'd like that. I say, well, great. Can I get you the rest of the information that covers the product? If you have any questions beyond that, I would love to introduce you to a friend of mine that I work with. That sounds normal. It's professional. It doesn't seem weird. I didn't say, oh my gosh, I know this executive rubber band, aluminum foil, brick foundation you know, super Ferrari jet person that, you know, lives in a mansion and they've made $1 gazillion and they left their job at the age of 2 and they've retired 46 families that have cats. Do you see how it just, like, that's how you sound to people when you tell them all this stuff that this person's done, and people are kind of looking at you like, you know, a dog at the pet store when you knock on the window and they're all like, you know, if you get that and people start shaking their head and you can see their head shaking and you can see their arms crossed and their legs crossed and their eyes are crossed, they are not really into what you're doing. So just be normal. Normal meaning be professional about it. If you've never learned how to do that, this is a professional approach that I found I can teach to somebody. Watch this. I can teach this to somebody in 45 minutes and they have good results the same day. Then they're able to turn around and teach somebody else that, and somebody else that, and somebody else that, and now their team is starting to grow and use this. So the videos are great for answering the questions. Now, here's why somebody will watch the video when I send it to them. They watch the video when I send it to them because they've already heard what we're doing. They already know that there's a compensation plan, and the video is answering the question they have about what I already talked to them about. It's not for information, it's for confirmation of a question they have. That's why it works. Psychologically, that's why it works. Because they are interested in getting an answer to a question they have. I'm not here to answer all their questions. I'm here to present and then get them to the information. The information then does a lot of the work. I just recently had a person call me, it's like been 6 months, call me out of the blue and says, hey, you know, I need your website. Okay. Why? Well, I need to sign up for that product because I'm ready to go. I need it. I need to get started. Okay. Here's the website. I sent them the wrong one. They actually called me back and they said, hey, this didn't go to the right place. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I typed it in wrong. And then I sent it again. They went and signed up. No conversation. Why? Because I'd already presented to them 6 months ago. They had questions. I sent them the information. They went and looked it up. They figured it out. And I said, you know, hey, when you're ready to go, just let me know. They told me, hey, I'm not ready to go right now, but I'll be ready to go soon. I thought soon meant a week, maybe a couple days, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 90 days, but not 6 months later. But 6 months later, they called me back and they said, hey, I'm ready. Why did they call me back? Because of the way that I approached them was professional. I got them all the information so they knew exactly what it was and how it works. They asked questions about how, you know, specifics. I sent them the video and the information. They looked it up themselves. Imagine that. And then when they were ready, they let me know. That happens a lot. Now, if you want that to happen a ton in your business, watch this. You do more contacts this way. You present more information. You educate more people about what you do. You answer the questions with the tools and then let them come back to you. That's how it works. So this is what I've been using for years, and this is how you can start over fresh. It doesn't matter if you've been through a divorce. It doesn't matter if you've been to a new company. It doesn't matter if your products change. It doesn't matter if you didn't make any money in 2018. It doesn't matter if you signed up in 2010 and said you were going to do something in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, because 18, nobody remembers what you talked about anyway, you know, because people are just more concerned about what's going on in their life. So this is basically what I've been doing, what I've been teaching, and how it's working. And this is why I've been in different companies and I've succeeded every time. This is why I've been able to recruit the number of people I've been able to recruit. But more importantly, is not just the number of people I've been able to recruit, but I've been able to transfer that to other people who actually out-recruited me. That's how I knew it really worked. It wasn't just one person, it was multiple people. I just talked to a friend of mine yesterday, and this is just why this works so well. We spent a lot of time together, and what I mean by that, it was mainly over the phone. This person is actually in New York City at the time. He was in the Bronx, is where he's from. He's moved to New Jersey, to Jersey City. And we were just having a conversation last night, and we were talking about this skill particular. And he was like, oh my gosh, you know, in the very beginning when I did this, I was so bad. And I talked to so many people that, you know, they weren't the right people. And he's like, well, come to think of it, I wasn't the right person either. He goes, I was kind of at my level. And he goes, but I kept growing and I kept growing and I kept growing. He goes, if I could go back, I wouldn't talk to any of those people. I said, yeah, but that's not even possible because those were the people you knew when you got started. That's how you start. That's how you grow. He's like, yeah, I guess you're right. And I said, if you wouldn't have gone through that process of talking to those people and understanding all those personalities and understanding all those different situations, you wouldn't be able to do what you do now. He's like, yeah, I guess that's true. He goes, by the way, I just had my biggest month ever. Now, you don't know who this is, so it's not really going to matter, and I'm going to disclose some things. He earned over, it was his biggest month to date. He earned over $60,000 in the month of December. He's like, that was more money than I made in the first 4 years of doing direct sales. I made it in 1 month. He's like, it was our biggest month. He goes, dude, it's just crazy now what's going on. So I just want to congratulate him. He knows who he is, but most of us don't. And he's not involved particularly in direct sales anymore. He started his own business because he learned the skills that we're talking about. And because they're professional skills that work anywhere, he transferred them into what he does now. And that's why he was able to earn this money. So with that, I'm going to turn this back over to Bess. Get some of her thoughts, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Jeff. This is exactly why I wanted to partner up with Jeff, or it evolved that way. We want to save you guys grief. I learned Jeff's method. I've known him for 4 years. We've been on Eric Worre's page and been talking for 4 years over time, a little bit. But it was only this year in May that we really had a long talk, 4 hours one night, and learned his methods. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is better than anything I've been teaching 10 years in my school, the MLM Millionaire Club, or anything that I've done when I was a full-time network marketer, or anything that I've learned from, I've been studying the top network marketing teachers since I'm, no longer in a company, been studying them. And this is the best thing I've seen. And I've got to redo the things that I've been teaching people because I am committed to bring the best. I have to do that, and I can't do anything else. So I said, Jeff, would you come and share this with my students on the school? And he goes, of course, of course. He just generously kept coming in and teaching. And then we realized that we're going to be partnering up and teaching together because we love teaching. We love helping see people grow. And when things are, really clicking and people are working and growing, we just get so tickled and we celebrate. So this is exactly why I love working with you, Jeff. And you guys can get this script. He probably ran it by you fast. We got the replay, of course, usually. But you can get this script. I put it in one place for you. You can get the free script and a free class that we taught on it at a Facebook event called The World's Hottest Script. It'll have a past date on it, but you can still go there and you can get that free script in about 10 seconds. You can have it, that favor script that Jeff mentioned, and you can get a class that tells how to do that 10-minute presentation. And you can also get our book that we wrote, which contains more information about it. It's a real inexpensive book. And then there's also information there about the class, which is only, how much do you think it is a month? Only $25 a month. And it's the 10 Core Basics class. You can access that directly and go there real quick if you go to mlmmillionaireclub.com/basics. And that class includes the book. So don't bother buying the book because it's included in the class. And that is on Sunday nights, 90 minutes each. And then we turn off the record. It's recorded and all that, no contract. So then we turn it off and people can have open coaching and share what they learn and love and tips and everything. So that World's Hottest Script Facebook event is where you can get that free sample, that free class. You can get the book if you want. And then you can get the ongoing weekly class, the Sunday night class called Quick Start Basics. It's the foundation. We teach this and a whole bunch of important things, a lot more but we repeat it over and over so that you can get it and it sinks in. And this is a foundation that you need to, for yourself in network marketing and then to teach your team. I want to say hi to Francisco, Teddy, Sandra, Doug, Roy, Marty, Patricia, Mark, Valentine, and Liz Dickerson, who's in that school, and Jacqueline and Kareem, who have joined us today. Who has a question? So I'm going to share some New Year's tips for you, some New Year's goal-setting tips for take just a few minutes. But first, I just want to say you can type in a question. Who has a question for network marketing coaches right now? Who has a tip you can share from your own experience in network marketing? We want to share your wisdom as well. So what I wanted to bring to the table today, since this is about having a great starting fresh on 2019, it's a couple simple goal setting planning exercises. First of all, number one, you need to set your why or your goals. And the way to get to your why is to set your goals you want to reach. And I like to put it this way. If I could wave a realistic magic wand, where would you like your life and your business to be 1 year from now? And you can journal this down. Getting out and writing is very, very good, or telling somebody important in your life or someone you would like to hold you accountable. And then write down, what would this do for me? Usually people say it's to take care of my family, have a better life, and then after that's taken care of, to do something wonderful for the world, to contribute to the world in some way. And then ask yourself, what is the best part of that? And the final question that gets to your why is that the best part of your vision for the end of 2019? Okay, so that's the number one step. Number two is to write down do a little math and write down how many presentations you need to do a day to reach that income level, that rank. If you can count on somewhere maybe an average of 10% of the presentations that you do resulting in signups for your business, customers or recruits, do the math. Now, if you're getting much lower percentage than that, try the method that Jeff just taught you, and that you can get at that Facebook event, World's Hottest Script. Try that out, because some people are, without even taking our classes, they're running with this stuff. So the average that we have found is that when you text or Facebook message 10 friends or family, it's people that you know to start with. We teach how to do, people that are cold as well. But to start with, when you text or message 10 friends or family, 1 or 2 of those end up becoming a customer or distributor when you follow through like we show how to do that. So if you can do the math on how many presentations do you need to do a day to get you where you want to go. Remember to account for attrition, because you're going to lose some people over the year. So make up for that. Maybe you'll lose 10% a month, something like that. So count that in your tracking. Okay, number 1 was getting your why and your goals. Number 2 was determining how many presentations you need to do a day. We figure that 2 a day to new people will barely keep you ahead of attrition. So if you do 5 a day, you will really be growing your business. If you do 10, then you're in a challenge. And you can only keep that up for 30, 60, or 90 days or so, because you got to follow up and train these people too. So this is new people we're talking about. And by the way, if you have a friend or family member who's already said no to you and your business, all you have to do is say, remember, the whole goal is to educate. So all you need to do is say, I know this is not for you, but would you listen to what I do or learn more about what I do? So in case you run across the right person, you can refer them to me. And people have had tremendous luck with this, because your whole goal is just to educate, to do as many presentations to new people as you can in a day. And so that's the goal. Your goal is not to get that person. Your goal is to educate. And many times they end up being interested when they weren't before. So this does happen. Okay, so number one step was your why. Number 2 was to figure how many presentations you need to do a day. Number 3 was tracking it. That means keep a little log, just a little paper and pencil log of how many presentations you do a day. You could also keep track of how many texts you send out, which is the invitation, or how many recruits sign up, and that's great. That would be very helpful for you to know how many texts you send out, how many presentations you end up doing a day, and how many recruits come out of that. But the most important is the presentations. If you can just keep track of that, don't worry so much about the recruits. Like Jeff said, could be 6 months down the line or 6 years down the line when that person is ready or comes back. So, but the presentations is planting the seeds, and that's most important. My 4th and final step is, in this planning stage that you're doing for your new year, is to identify what could slow you down, get in your way, or even stop you from doing these. You might need to figure, well, YouTube would distract me, or not having the time or energy to do it. So if it's YouTube, like me, you might have to set a timer to keep you on track, to not go there and get distracted by things. Learn to keep your focus, and I actually help people to learn to do that as a coach. If you don't have enough time, you might need to learn to delegate. chores, tasks, outsource it, or just let go of it to be able to have time to do your business. If it is skills that you don't feel confident because you don't quite know what to say, then we know that we would be able to help you there in our Sunday night class, the basic class. If you're wondering if you're in the right company, Jeff is an expert at helping people evaluate companies and comp plans. Or even if you haven't chosen a company, if you're in between companies, he would be, I would pay him good money to help me be in the right company and build right. That would matter to me very much. If your block is mindset, for example, having fears or negative beliefs, that is exactly how I help people as a coach and a counselor for 30 years as a body-mind therapist. Myself, I was very shy and, thinking, well, I'm not welcome, I'm intruding, people won't like me, and all these things. So I had to learn to overcome that to be able to go door to door in my neighborhood and sell the products and end up helping a lot of people. They were health products when I was doing that. Some people don't have a much of a belief in themselves. If they think, well, can this work? Do I deserve success? It's more often the negative belief in ourselves more than not believing in network marketing or the company. Because if there's millionaires in your company, we know it works. There's a lot of millionaires in network marketing now, more all the time, flocking in, making it there. So we know that network marketing can work. So it usually comes back to belief in ourselves. And that is where I help as a coach. We also want to let you know that you are invited to the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern time. We get on here and we have about 30 minutes of that really, really good, juicy leadership tips that Jeff was speaking about from the book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. And when people go to that Facebook group, the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show, you can watch from because we cover one of the 21 laws every day. Today was the law of respect. The law of solid ground, which is about trust. You have to have trust as a leader. Tomorrow is the law of respect, that people only follow a leader stronger than them. So how to qualify yourself, how to make sure that you're covering all your bases to become a leader that people will follow. Eric Worre says in network marketing, we sell our product or service, we train other people to do that, and then the third level is you lead. You lead them. That's how you develop the big teams and the big residual income. That's why we've created a special private class, even within the school, for kind of the elite people in our school called Leadership University, and that's on Wednesday nights. If anybody would like information about that, just private message me. And welcome, Fernando and Marilyn. So back to you, Jeff.
Guys, that's it. That is a wrap for today. We just wanted to give you a kind of a brief overview of some of the things we do and what it's about. Hope that helps you out. Have a great rest of the week. And if you have any personal questions for us, need anything, just instant message either one of us and we'll get right back to you. Otherwise, have a great day. Thank you so much. Thanks, Bess.